Are the words you're using unintentionally driving a wedge between you and the younger generation? You might be surprised by how a few common phrases, spoken without malice, can quietly push away the people you love most. In this video, we'll uncover the 6 most damaging sentences not to say in your old age, and what to say instead, so your voice continues to be heard, respected, and cherished. Life after 60 is a treasure chest of wisdom, but sometimes our words build walls instead of bridges to the younger folks we love. I've learned this through moments where my words fell flat, like when my granddaughter barely looked up from her phone, or times when a small change in what I said lit up her face with interest. Let's start with the first phrase, one I used to say until I saw it push my family away. The first phrase to avoid is, "I'm too old to try that." I said this when my grandson asked me to play a video game with him. I thought I was being honest. Controllers and screens weren't my thing, and at my age, why bother? But his shoulders slumped, like I'd dismissed his world, and he stopped asking me to join his hobbies. That phrase signals you're closed off, not just to an activity, but to the younger generation's passions. It can make them think you're uninterested in their lives, so they stop inviting you in. I felt that distance when my grandson started gaming alone, and it hit me, my words had shut a door I wanted to keep open. Instead, try saying, "Show me how that works, I'm curious." This invites them to share their world and shows you're open to learning. When I said this to my grandson, he lit up, patiently teaching me to navigate his game. I was terrible at it, but we laughed so hard, and he started inviting me to other things, like watching his favorite shows. It wasn't about mastering the game, it was about showing I cared about his interests, which made him see me as a partner in fun. If you catch yourself saying you're too old, think of one small way to engage. Maybe ask your grandkid to explain their favorite app or join them for a walk while they talk about school. Those moments make you a vibrant part of their world. The second phrase to steer clear of is, "You wouldn't get it." I said this when my daughter asked why I kept my old record player, thinking she couldn't understand the nostalgia of vinyl. Her face fell, like I'd labeled her an outsider, and she stopped asking about my past. That phrase shuts down conversation, making younger folks feel their perspective isn't valued, which can discourage them from connecting. I noticed my daughter stopped bringing up family history, and I realized I'd missed a chance to share stories that could have brought us closer. Instead, say, "Let me tell you why this matters to me." This opens a window to your world and invites them in. When I tried this, I told my daughter about the dances my husband and I had to those records, and she was hooked, asking to play them. We spent an evening listening to old tunes, and she even recorded a song to share with her kids. It wasn't just about the records, it was about showing my life was a story she could be part of. If you're tempted to dismiss their understanding, share a memory instead, maybe why you love a certain book or what a family tradition means. It's like handing them a key to your heart, keeping them engaged and curious. The third phrase to avoid is, "Things were better before." I said this once at a family dinner, grumbling about how kids today are glued to screens, and my grandkids rolled their eyes, tuning me out. That phrase can make younger generations feel judged, like their world is less valid, which pushes them away. I saw it when my grandkids started texting instead of talking to me, and I knew I'd made them feel small instead of valued. Instead, try saying, "Tell me what you love about this." This shows you're interested in their perspective and builds a bridge between your worlds. When I asked my grandkids what they loved about their apps, they opened up about connecting with friends online, and I shared how I used to write letters to stay close. We found common ground, and they started including me in their digital world, like sending me funny videos. It's about meeting them where they are, not pulling them to where you were. Try asking a young person what excites them about their hobbies. It's a spark that keeps them talking to you. The fourth phrase to avoid is, "There's no use in that anymore." I said this when my granddaughter suggested I join a community art class, thinking my days of picking up new hobbies were behind me. Her excitement faded, and she stopped sharing her ideas, like I'd dismissed her effort to include me. That phrase signals you've given up on finding joy in new things, which can make younger folks feel their suggestions don't matter. It's not just about the activity, it's about showing them you're still open to their world. I felt that disconnect when my granddaughter stopped telling me about her projects, and I knew I'd dimmed her spark by accident. Instead, try saying, "What's fun about that? I'd love to hear more." This shows you're interested and keeps the conversation alive. When I said this to my granddaughter, she explained how the art class was about creativity, not perfection, and convinced me to try it. We ended up painting together, and though my canvas was a mess, we bonded over our shared laughter. She even hung my painting in her room, saying it reminded her of me. It wasn't about becoming an artist, it was about showing I valued her ideas, which kept her eager to include me. If you're tempted to say something's pointless, ask a young person why they're excited about it. Maybe it's a new sport or a tech gadget. Their enthusiasm will pull you in, and they'll keep coming back to share more. The fifth phrase to watch out for is, "Don't bother worrying about me." I said this when my son noticed I was quieter at a family barbecue, thinking I was sparing him stress. But his face tightened, like I'd pushed away his care, and he stopped checking in as often. That phrase, meant to reassure, can make younger folks feel their concern isn't welcome, which can weaken your bond. It's like saying you don't need them, when what they want is to feel connected. I saw it when my son started calling less, and I realized my words had made him feel shut out instead of valued. Instead, say, "Thanks for checking on me, I'll let you know how I'm doing." This acknowledges their love and keeps the door open. When I tried this with my son, I thanked him for noticing and promised to share if I needed to talk. He relaxed, and we started a weekly coffee chat where he'd update me on his life, and I'd share mine. It wasn't about proving I was fine, it was about showing I cherished his care, which made him want to stay close. If someone's worried about you, try thanking them and promising to keep them in the loop. Maybe say, "I appreciate you asking. I'm okay, but I'll tell you if I need you." It's a small step that makes them feel needed and keeps them engaged. The sixth phrase to avoid is, "I can't keep up with all that." I said this when my grandkids were buzzing about their new music apps, feeling overwhelmed by their fast talk and tech jargon. They smiled politely but moved on, and I noticed they stopped sharing their interests, like I'd labeled myself out of their world. That phrase can make younger folks think you're not interested in their lives, prompting them to leave you out of their stories. I felt that gap when my grandkids started texting each other about things they didn't share with me, and I knew I'd accidentally pushed them away. Instead, try saying, "Can you teach me a bit about that?" This shows you're eager to learn and values their expertise. When I said this to my grandkids, they spent an afternoon showing me how to use their music app, even making me a playlist of my favorite oldies. We danced in the living room, and they started sending me new songs every week. It wasn't about mastering tech, it was about showing I was part of their world, which made them excited to include me. If you're feeling outpaced, ask a young person to explain something simple, like how they use their phone or what's cool about their games. It's like saying, "I'm still in this with you," and it keeps them coming back. What's so powerful about these shifts is how they make you a bridge to younger generations. When I showed interest in my granddaughter's art, she saw me as a partner in creativity. When I welcomed my son's concern, he saw me as someone who valued his love. When I learned from my grandkids, they saw me as a student of their world. These aren't just words, they're invitations to stay connected. If you want to keep younger folks engaged, try one of these phrases today, maybe ask about their hobbies or thank them for their care. You'll be amazed at how it pulls them closer. The sixth phrase to avoid is, "I don't need your help." I said this when my daughter offered to set up a new phone for me, thinking I was proving I could manage on my own. Her smile faded, and she stopped offering to teach me tech tricks, like I'd rejected her effort to be part of my life. That phrase can make younger folks feel their contributions aren't valued, which can discourage them from engaging with you. It's not about the help itself, it's about signaling you don't want their involvement, which can push them away. I felt that distance when my daughter stopped suggesting we try new things together, and I knew I'd closed the door by mistake. Instead, try saying, "I'd love your help figuring this out." This invites them to share their skills and shows you value their role in your life. When I said this to my daughter about the phone, she spent an hour showing me how to video call my grandkids, and we ended up laughing over my clumsy swipes. Now, she checks in to teach me new features, and those moments have become our special time. It wasn't about the phone, it was about showing I respected her expertise, which made her eager to stay involved. If you're tempted to brush off help, try welcoming it instead. Maybe ask a grandchild to show you a social media app or a kid to help with a home project. It's like saying, "You matter to me," and it keeps them close. Now, let's bring it all together. These 6 phrases: "I'm too old to try that," "You wouldn't get it," "Things were better before," "There's no use in that anymore," "Don't bother worrying about me," and "I don't need your help," can quietly push younger generations away, making them feel dismissed or unwanted. They're not said with malice, but they send messages that dim your connection, signaling you're not interested in their world or their care. The good news? You can replace them with words that spark engagement, showing curiosity about their passions, sharing your stories, valuing their perspective, exploring their ideas, welcoming their concern, and inviting their help. Each choice is like a thread, weaving you tighter into their lives. What I love about this journey is how it transforms your role in the family. When I started saying "show me how" instead of "I'm too old," my grandson saw me as an adventurer, not a bystander. When I shared stories instead of dismissing, my daughter saw me as a storyteller worth listening to. When I asked about their world, my grandkids saw me as a friend, not a critic. When I welcomed help, my family saw me as a partner, not someone to leave behind. These shifts don't just keep younger folks engaged, they make you a vital part of their lives, someone they turn to for wisdom and laughter. Which of these phrases hit home for you? Drop a comment below. If this video has shown you a new way to connect with younger generations, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more tips for thriving after 60. Thank you for watching me today. I'll see you in the next video.